As a photographer, a creative, and a goofball. I just had quit my job. I was working, and then I had a studio at home. I started getting gigs around Atlanta, and I decided to quit. I decided to quit and go full time. It was still slow. It was just that during that phase where I wanted to explore outside America. It was a long time that we never left the States, so I just decided, I'm like, let me come visit my sister. Let me come chill here. And a week later or two, somebody talked to the publisher for the magazine, and I went for a good interview. And another guy, I don't know if you know Yunga Pala, he was the editor for Adam magazine. We just had the best conversation, and he's like, you're gonna explore Africa, we're gonna travel all over. And like, this is an official interview, and he's like, dude, go pick up your straight up and come home. So I picked up my stuff and I moved. They had like a very, experienced photographer that's been working with them for over 20 years. So he's responsible for the cover and the main, I was doing a little bit of features here and there. One day I was given to shoot the cover, and it was nominated Best Cover in South Africa. So I felt like that. I think that was my first big break. The mistake a lot of people do is like, you make your first money and you want to buy rims or buy nice clothes. I start buying lenses, start putting it into the equipment. I bought a digital camera because I started with film. So every money was coming in, I was just putting it back. Before you know it, now you have a full studio, with lights and everything. You just have to sacrifice, I guess. You don't burn your money on anything. Just focus, equipment, and whether it's a computer, software, or even learning more, because you can never stop learning. You have to buy softwares. And the minute I set up the studio, when I decided to set up the studio, now you invest, you rent a location, you set up, you buy furniture, more computers. Yes, you get to hire, I guess, manpower, salaries come in, but the reward is much, much better. I wouldn't have gone so commercial. Sometimes, well, it's difficult to answer that question because it's you need the money, and I had to put my artistic expression aside for a little bit, and sometimes you work, sometimes you don't. Because for me, I think it worked out because I needed the money, got the equipment, got the exposure. It was a great achievement. Forbes Africa is like, the who and the who. So I felt really good about it. I knew definitely I'm on the right path. Because the whole point, I think, at some point in Africa, creative work, whether it's photography or cinema, it's controlled by European, a lot of DOPs, photographers. So the reason I was there is like, young Black African creative doing things that it was done by European or Westerns. So it was really one of my highlights, I could say. I could say we go way back. I shot his brother's wedding, and that's when we met. So I started doing a lot of functions for the family. We did some shoot when he was the Minister of Finance, and I guess when they decided, he's gonna run, I was called in. It's been fun. It's been a nice ride. If you're self-employed, you don't work for nobody, but you still have to work. A month and you're gonna have to go back to work. But an entrepreneurship is totally different. Now you have a studio where you have people working for you, so you can go away for 6 months and it's making you money. I'm happy to not drive a Range Rover. I'm happy to be living in a one-bedroom, cottage. As long as I could get up, travel, go anywhere in the world that I want, anytime. I could nap anytime that I want. For me, that's freedom. That's financial freedom. People take it, differently. Like, oh, I don't know, want to make millions. I don't think there's any photographer died a millionaire. I don't think so. It's just knowing what do you really need in life and what will satisfy you financially, and anything else don't matter. Because at the end, it's your passion. That's what you wanted to do. That's the real fulfillment. Go for it. You don't want to, 10 years, 20 years later, be like, I wish if I did that, go for it. Sometimes you work, sometimes you won't work out. If you're really passionate about it, but it's not easy. Sometimes you have to struggle. And if you're not passionate enough, you give up. And if your work is not good enough, money won't come in. But go for your passion. I mean, that's freedom.